Hi, my name is Josh, and I love stories. Epics about love, adventure, friendship, and overcoming adversity captivate my imagination. So I'd like to tell you a story about how I fell in love with The Wheel of Time, a book series and soon television show. Picture a kid with really bad acne and braces. Insecure, love-struck, awkward, nerdy, and just trying to find his way. I wrote stories for fun. I watched science fiction and fantasy movies, and I was obsessed with them. Still am. I was drawn to the heroic people who rose above their stations and circumstances to become something amazing. I idealized the friendships in The Lord of the Rings. In history, my imagination was captivated by Boudicca, leading revolt against the mighty Roman Empire and causing them to consider a full withdrawal from Britain. These stories and many more consumed me. People with agency who chose who they wanted to become and shaped history as a result. It was in my 7th grade year that I found The Eye of the World, a book written by James Oliver Rigby Jr., who went by the pen name of Robert Jordan. It was the first in a 15-book series known as The Wheel of Time. They say not to judge a book by its cover, but I do. Life is just too short to look at bad art. The cover of the book was attractive. Jordan has come to dominate the world that Tolkien began to reveal, boasted the New York Times. I borrowed that book, you better believe it, that evening, and I began reading it. The characters were given so much depth that I felt in some ways they were my friends. I quickly fell in love with this revolutionary series, and every time that I reread it, this series seems to come to life to me in new ways. Well, recently, Amazon Prime announced that they would be making the show. As an avid Wheel of Time fan, and having projects under his belt like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Division, and Hemlock Grove, Rafe Judkins was chosen to be the showrunner for the series. This is great timing, honestly, for Amazon, since they want to fill the gap left by the Game of Thrones, and they are paying a lot to do it. The Wheel of Time will average $10 million per episode for the first 8 episodes. Rafe Judkins said to Entertainment Weekly in a recent article that The Wheel of Time is the first series that really dove into the political and cultural worlds of all of these different characters, something unheard of for the time. And that The Wheel of Time differentiates itself from those other big-name franchises in the way that it highlights its female characters, which has always been very important to me. While Middle-earth's most prominent heroine has to disguise herself as a man, and in Westeros' few female conquerors, they're often facing threats of sexual violence, the world of The Wheel of Time is essentially matriarchal. Rosamund Pike, known for her powerful performance in Gone Girl, like Carol Lott and other films, is headlining a diverse cast of actors chosen based upon how well they can embody the characters in the novel. The message within the narrative is also a powerful one. It has the potential to shape several generations of television with its sheer scope and gravity. For those who love lore and want to dive into this series a little bit further before it comes out, I recommend checking out the YouTube channel Unraveling the Pattern, which has a playlist titled WOT 101, Spoiler-Free Intro into the Wheel of Time. In the YouTube series, Lauren explains the magic systems, the history, and the struggle of light versus dark. He also gives geographical information on the world and each main character origin story. None of these things are needed to enjoy the show, of course, but knowing it can improve the enjoyment of this series overall. I hope to see everybody in November watching this show, and I'm excited to talk about it. With that, have a great rest of your day.